All right, here we are on a Tuesday. Sorry we couldn't record yesterday and Monday, but I think it's kind of a good way to do the show this week and have a little more time to digest kind of our thoughts and have a little more mature approach to the tournament, having thought about it more. What do you think, Blake?
Yeah, wholeheartedly agreed with that. Like to see where the industry goes and kind of take it from there. Last week was I don't know, just couldn't get any momentum going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know you said you kind of was skeptical of Spieth going into it, and I thought he was going to win, but I did have the top 10 plus 150. I thought that was a really good bet, and I tweeted that out there too. So I think a lot of people tailed on that, but covered most of the investment for the week, 500 to win 750. Something that happened. It's happened 8 out of the past 10 times he's played there, and it was plus 150. So I thought that was a lot of value.
Yeah, for sure. He's a walking top 10 there. I don't know. I jumped on the outright with you guys just because I wasn't going to miss out. The last one in Texas, whatever. I go, it'll be done for him. Done with that. Guys ass for the rest of the year. Can't stand him. I never had the feeling he was going to win at any point in that tournament. I felt good about Reed. I was on Reed. I know you weren't, but I was on Reed, and I watched his first and second rounds, and I felt great about Reed going into the weekend. And I don't know, just couldn't get it together. He still finished tied for 7th. Wish I had the top 10 on him. I think it was a decent number too. It was like 8-1.
Yeah, he wasn't bad on the weekend. He
was just mad. No momentum, you know.
But I think that's a good thing. I mean, considering, like, we'll get into it when we get there, but I think for him, it's like you got to walk before you can run. It was nice to see him getting in the mix, feeling how it feels to be somewhat involved on the weekend. I think that'll be a good thing for him going forward.
Yep, for sure. I didn't watch much Sunday. What, it just turned into carnage in the afternoon?
Yeah, it was somewhat carnage in terms of difficulty, but it was also just a bunch of guys who didn't want to win. And then it was Scheffler, who probably wanted to win, but he just didn't have his good stuff. I thought he was average all week. Sunday, he was below average. You texted me earlier in the day saying who's going to win. I think it was the second hole, and I said not Scheffler, because I could just tell the way he was playing. It just didn't feel like he had it. Didn't make a birdie all day, so he was kind of just seeing who would catch him. Problem was the guys who had a chance to catch him were Scott Stallings, who's a loser, Davis Riley, who at this point in his career is, not there yet. Who else?
I mean, we got to talk about the elephant in the room here, HV3.
Oh God. HV3 was just a complete bum. And, a lot of people thought he had a chance to win this week. I said he was the talk of the pre-tournament. And, those HV3 supporters, they love throwing it in your face in the second round and the third round. But then when Sunday comes around, they usually get pretty quiet. And he showed us once again, just whenever he gets within a sniff of the lead, he just absolutely collapses. And this one was bad. I mean, very, very bad.
Yeah, I'll never forget the 80 shot in the PGA when Brooks won.
Yeah, just if you anyone who ever has an HV3 ticket, even if it's a top 20, nothing is safe. So be careful before you start victory lapping. Make sure that 18th hole, the putt is in the hole before you say a word about it, because
he didn't even catch a top 20.
No, 28. He was tied for the lead on the 9th hole at 10 under, and he finished it even.
I wish I watched it.
And then you had Brendan Todd, just looked kind of like a serial killer there on Sunday. He looked okay. He's, I guess, like in terms of anyone else who's competing for it, he's one of the ones who, has at least won.
How did did the morning play a lot easier?
Yeah, it did.
So he shot a -5. Man, that was right there for Spieth.
It was
on the weekend.
Yeah, he shoots -4 on the weekend. He wins. I mean, both days he had so many looks. Sunday especially, he played good on Sunday. He just he got to -9 easily. He missed probably 3 putts under 5 feet. That's -8 right there.
He missed a shorty on Saturday afternoon on like 17, I think.
Yeah, if he's goes 100% from under 5 feet, which really isn't asking that much. on the week, he wins.
Yeah, he missed some on Thursday and Friday too.
His problems.
Anyway, whatever. On to Memorial, one of the better weeks of the season. I would. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Great tournament. We've had success here. I think it's just, it's a good tournament because usually the good players win, and the recipe for winning here is, there's no secret really.
Yeah, I've hit the Bryson. I hit Bryson. What was it? 18. We both hit Colin at Workday the week before the Memorial, and then you hit Rom the following week, right?
Yep.
And then we were no luck last year, even with the Rom COVID shit. But I mean, I feel like you just have a good good grasp on who plays well here and what type of week it is. Like it's an easier betting week.
Yeah, there's like 20 guys who can win. And I said this to you yesterday, and you might agree or disagree, but like when I'm looking at this board, I'm saying, can this guy gain 8 strokes on approach? I mean, if you look at guys who have won here, typically they're gaining 6, 7, 8, 9 strokes with approach. And most people have to do that. I know a guy like we like and read, but stats never apply to him, so it doesn't really count. I think for the most part, you're looking for guys who just can have a ceiling iron week.
Yeah, I was looking at even like an outlier. I know Duffner was better back then, but he was like 70-1 when he won. He gained 10 strokes on approach that week.
Yeah, and that's what he does. I mean, the fact that he won here, despite not being all that good, shows that like it's just all about the irons. All these Nicklaus designs, they're all second shots. He loves the iron players. He's trying to cater towards the guys who are best with their irons because that's what he thinks the best test of golf is. That's why Tiger Woods won here 5 times.
Is it only 5?
I think it was 5. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So you want to get a course preview?
Yeah. So course preview, Muirfield Village. It's a par 72. And it's about, just look the exact
up
yardage.
to 7,500 now.
Okay, up to 7,500 yards. I didn't update that. Jack Nicklaus design, obviously. It's difficult. The greens get really fast, which makes it tough. The rough is long, so you don't want to miss the fairway. And it's just a course where ball strikers are going to reign supreme. You want to, length is going to help. Being in the fairway is a huge help. The greens are relatively small, nothing crazy, but they're pretty small. So it's just, total ball strikers is kind of what you want.
Yeah, greens and reg type deal.
Mm-hmm.
You got to score on the par 5s. I feel like you got to take advantage of the 4 par 5s. Any par 72 golf course, you got to take advantage of the par 5s.
Yeah.
And you definitely have to be in the fairway to score. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, so you don't want guys who really spray it. And you got to be able to hit your irons from, a lot of long irons, definitely too.
Yep. So, all right, Bet365 for the odds here. We got I'm gonna say defending champ John Rahm.
Yep.
10-1. Rory McIlroy 12-1. Patrick Cantlay 16-1. Those are the 3 guys under 20. There's some other guys that I've seen 18s on, but those are the top 3.
All those 3 guys are dangerous, and for 3 different reasons. Rahm, revenge tour, right? He got fucked last year. The Libs fucked him, right? They couldn't let him go and play 18 by himself on Sunday morning. I mean, what he did from Thursday to Saturday was probably some of the best golf that we've seen in the past decade.
Yeah, that was.
He was just fucking everything, fucking ass, right? He was fucking ass, and it's a tough course, and he was just making a mockery of it. He was 6, 7 shots ahead, and he would have coasted to victory easily.
But Morikawa and Cantlay, they were in the playoff at what, -13?
Yeah,
Rahm would have been like -23.
I think he was -19 when or something to start the day, or -17.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that wasn't ass fucking.
It was, and that was just like the peak when he was great. Won the U.S. Open 2 weeks later. So that was good. So I'm worried about that. I mean, he remembers that, and I do think there's a extrinsic motivation because of that. Does that mean he can just turn it on because of it? Maybe. I mean, these guys can turn it on, these elites. So I'm worried about him.
I'm more worried about Rory.
I'm more worried about Rahm, but I'm worried about both. But why are you more worried about Rory?
Yeah, I'm definitely worried about Rahm, but Rory's approach, he's finally getting the approach together with the off the tee stuff, and I feel like he's playing his best golf that he's played in a while. No,
Oh, he is. He is. He'll be tough to beat.
last 3 events, second, fifth, eighth. 2 of them were majors. Um, almost 5 on approach. I don't know what he did at the Masters. I'm assuming it was good. I know he chipped in a lot, but almost 5 in approach. Wells and PGA off the tee. I mean, he's just always incredible.
Mhm.
But I mean, you can't bet Rahm and Rory.
No, I agree. Rory, another thing too, it's just kind of like a narrative thing. Is he seems like at his best in the big events that are non-majors.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
And that's like when he can win the big ones, just not the majors. He can win the prestigious ones and the APIs and the WGCs. And I feel like definitely this is something that he's, destined to win at some point because he takes down most of ththese types of events. But
Yeah.
I'm not,
Quail Hollow.
yeah. So I think he is going to be tough to beat. Yeah, we're going to have to pick somebody who can beat one of those two guys. One of the two is going to be there, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine. I think one of the 3 at least. I mean, it's tough to. I know Cantlay was fucking ass at PGA for us, but he's won this twice.
He's automatic here. Automatic.
Automatic. I mean,
he was so bad at the PGA that like it makes me feel like you can't read anything into it because of how bad he was. It was just bizarre.
right. I mean, he could definitely win this.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, I don't think he's. I don't know. Is he going to win it three out of the last 3 out of 4 years? That's the tough thing. But I mean, I don't know. He fucks here. I don't. It's not no ifs, ands, or buts.
He does. He does. I'm sure when the first time he had to go shake Jack's hand, Jack was disgusted by his face, but
For sure. For sure.
so all right. So now we're gonna get into the range of guys we want to bet because we said we do need guys who are good and top players. Not gonna be the first 3, but there's a whole host of guys here that are super live, and we're trying to. This week's gonna be a little unique. Like I think you and I are gonna be on different pages here.
Yeah, in the same range though.
Yeah, same range.
So yeah, 20 to 1 we got Spieth, X 20, Weasel 20. At 22 you got Fitzpatrick and Morikawa. 25 you got Lowry and Vic. And then yeah, we'll just leave it there.
So I'm sure that people have different numbers in this, and these kind of are all over the place depending on the site you use. But yeah, these are all between 20 and 25.
Right.
All right,
Let's just cross off guys first. We're
Okay.
crossing off Spieth, right?
Yep.
All right. I mean, he's had a couple decent runs here, but mostly never really contended. And I'm done with Spieth for the rest of the season. I don't really care. Don't even try to get me involved.
Yeah, me too.
The rest of them are tough to cross off. I would say Shane would be. Shane fits perfect here. I just don't love the number. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Shane?
I like him. I don't know. He's going to be popular. I like that Firestone crossover. I do think that's a legit one. Looking at the guys who have done well here, Jackie, Tiger. So I think, yeah, he fits perfectly. I just can't bet him at 25 to 1 over like these elite players. I think he's having a great season, but nothing in this great season has shown me that he's capable of actually getting to the finish line and beating one of these great players. It's like he does everything he can't, everything besides that. But then when it comes down to that, he really just hasn't done it. I mean, there was a couple of them. Was it Heritage or there was a couple that were right there for him, and he was playing the best golf I've probably ever seen him play besides the Open. He just didn't get it done. I like him a lot, but I just can't see him actually getting over the finish line.
And I guess that goes the same for Fitz.
Yeah, sadly. Although I could see him winning this thing.
Could you?
I don't know about this week, but I just think it's a really, really, really good course for him.
Yeah, because he's long and straight now.
He's long and straight. And I think the winning score, I think, is good for him.
He's been doing it a lot with the putter, though, the last couple weeks.
Yeah, but that was kind of like the old Fitz, right? I mean, he was bad putting for a while, but in general, that was kind of his strength.
Yeah, but didn't we say you have to gain 8 strokes on approach?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No, he can't.
I'm just scrolling the list right now. The highest I've seen is 5.5 back in 2020.
Doesn't gain that much in approach, and also the number is just not bettable at all.
Yep.
If it was 35, I'd think about it.
Okay. So where's your first bet?
All right, my first bet is Vic, 25-1. I bet the 25-1. Now, I was on the fence. It slipped to 25. That was enough for me. We said this a couple weeks ago. We really envisioned him doing well at Memorial. I've always thought this would be a pretty good spot for him. There are plenty of concerns. I totally get it. Is he capable of winning? I don't know. In this type of field, he hasn't shown that yet either. Is around the green game a concern here? Yes, a little bit, but
A little bit.
Well, there's a couple of reasons why I think it might be a decent situation for him here. Yeah, I think he made some comments prior to the Southern Hills, and he's talking about his around the green stats, and I thought this was pretty tough. All right, so they asked him about the tight runoff areas, and he said he thinks that has a big impact on his stats around the green because they brought up the stats part of it. His quote was this: "I would say probably statistically, the tight greens doesn't help me very much. I think statistically, I'm actually a pretty decent chipper out of rough. So something like that would play more into my hands."
What about bunkers?
Yeah, not great.
Didn't we say that during that PGA? Didn't we say
We did.
that?
We
Yeah.
did say that. So I think
I
rough is
agree
easier
with
for him.
that. But look at last week. He lost 2.4 around the green, and he gained 1.5 strokes when he fucking got lucky in that round one, and he chipped in from the bunker on the fly.
Yeah.
That's 4 strokes right there. He lost by 6.
But they didn't have thick rough around the greens, did they?
I mean, it wasn't runoffs. It was decent rough. It's not like this, obviously, but
No, I just think the thick rough is good for him. And that being said, it's not going to be great. I'm not expecting him to gain 4 strokes around the green, but if he can just play to even, which, believe it or not, he did at Southern Hills, and we're betting on a ceiling week for him, right? If he wins, it's because he's hitting a bunch of greens in regulation.
yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah.
And then
The 25 number is very enticing. I haven't gone there yet, but it's very enticing.
Blake, we're Vic guys. This is his breakthrough. This is the one all these guys are breaking through. You know what? He was really similar to Decky back in 2014, right?
Is it his breakthrough? Hasn't he won?
No, it's not a breakthrough. What, the Puerto Rico Open or the Mayakoba? That's not neither of those are a breakthrough. He hasn't done anything on tour yet, and it's sad because, and I hate to say it, but his expectations are higher than this. Like, you can't be satisfied with him winning the Mayakoba twice in the Puerto Rico Open. He has not had his breakthrough. He's watching all these guys from his class do all these things. Morikawa, Scheffler's a little bit older. Zalatoris now, Cam Young. He's the forgotten young guy, and it's time for him to put his cock on the table. Neiman.
I mean, Cam Young hasn't won dick, so fuck you and Cam Young.
Well, no, I agree with that, but I just think I'm talking about people talking about.
Yeah.
He's being overlooked right now.
So it's his. Is he the number one breakthrough guy this week?
Yes, he's the breakthrough guy. Him and Zal.
There's like 8 of them.
There's a lot of them, but I think he's the one. He's the one people, one, they're not talking about, and 2, like Zalatoris would be a breakthrough, but he's contended at 3 majors.
But he hasn't broke through.
He hasn't broke through. I know, but Vic, I think
a win here would be better than any of his major performances, right?
Absolutely, but Vic, no one needs it more than Vic.
I don't disagree with that. I just don't know if I trust him. I just don't know if I can trust this guy.
I don't trust him, but I trust him enough to bet him at 25 and take some other guys, and hopefully that he's one of the ones that does it.
I bet his classmate, Colin. Simply chose Colin over him just because I trust him.
Yep.
They're the same player until it's time to win.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Colin's putter obviously goes up and down. You never know what you're going to get. If you get a bad putting week, you're probably not going to win with him, but which he's been pretty bad with the putter the last 4 or 5 weeks. But his approach levels are finally getting there. I mean, 7.1 at Heritage. I don't know what he did at the Masters. Do you have those stats? He was 5th at the Masters.
I can get him.
5.6 last week. PGA, he was in the bad wave. He played with Rahm and Scheffler. He wasn't bad. He still gained on approach. And I mean, he's won at this course. He was in a playoff last year. I haven't bet him yet this year. I don't think we've bet him, right?
No.
And I don't know. I just feel like I finally found a spot I can get on him. And he's 20 plus. I'm going to be in. So I bet him at 22.
Yeah, he did gain 5 at the Masters. The
stats are getting 3 out of the last 4 weeks. He's gained over 5.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. Something is telling me he's not right now. And I know the stats are okay. They're okay.
What do you mean okay? He's still 9th in this field in approach.
Exactly. They're okay. I mean, when he's good, they're first by 20 fucking points. Not 9th.
I know, but they're trending upwards.
But if he's the 9th best approach player, he's not winning.
Well, that's over the last 24. If you give me over the last 12, I bet you he's first.
He could be. He could be. I don't know about first, but yeah. But it's just for him to win, he has to be the best iron player, the best. He doesn't do anything else good enough. And I think while his irons are good, getting better, I just don't know if they're at where they need to be. I know the stats were good last week, but the eye test didn't really show me that. Finished 40th at Colonial, a place where he really, really should have done very well. Of course, that suits him really well. Of course, that he should have won at 2 years ago when he was really playing well.
He's 3rd the last 12. Behind Weasel and Riley.
Okay. So, I mean, this season, missed the cut of the players, 68th Valspar, was good at the Masters, didn't do much at Heritage, not good at the PGA, not good last week. I don't know. When he was reeling off wins and doing all the things he was doing, he was showing prolonged form in terms of finishes, and now he isn't.
Was he reeling off wins though?
No.
He won when he putted well.
Well, let's see. He won the WGC, and then he won. Was second at Memorial, and that was 4 or 5 starts later. And then he won the Open, was 4th at the U.S. Open. So I mean, those finishes: 1st, 41st, 18th, 7th, 8th, 14th, 2nd, 4th, 1st. And right now he's just not doing that. Now, with that being said, can he show up and just win right now and gain 8 strokes on approach? Absolutely, he can. Definite possibility. Something I'm concerned about. For me, it just feels at this moment it's more Vic's time to go out and get one, and that's why I chose him over Colin. But I totally understand the Colin bet. I understand why people like him. He definitely can win. I could be proven wrong, but the eye test tells me something's a tiny bit off.
Nicholas guy too.
Oh yeah, big time Nicholas guy. Him and Chandler.
Huge. Yeah, those are the 2 Nicholas guys, right?
And Rahm.
Yeah.
No surprise that those 3 are so good here.
Yeah. I mean, you got to make decisions. You can't bet 5 of these guys. You can only bet like 3. So, and then my next guy. Actually, before I get to the next guy, what about Weasel? I don't get this guy.
Well, he's been horrible here.
He should be great here.
Maybe, but he just doesn't put the ball in the fairway.
Yeah.
Isn't the reason he pisses off so much is because he makes pars and shit from fucking hitting 130 yards right of the fairway.
I know.
Can't do it here.
You can't.
But devil's advocate,
I can't believe how much he gained on approach.
yeah, it's scary. He's not really putting all that well right now.
Fucked. Last 12, him and Riley are like way above Morikawa.
Right. It's a typical thing for him where it's just he is I'm willing to say he's a great player. He's a stud right now. And, studs are typically course proof, but I'm not going to bet them at the courses that I don't think they're going to fit. Does that mean he can't win? No. Obviously, at this point, the way he's playing, he can win anywhere. But
Okay. I took the Xander plunge. 22. Do I feel go ahead, make fun of me right now.
are you proud of that?
I'm not proud of it. No, not at all. No. I don't know. I bet him last year here too, and he played with Rahm and Colin in the first couple of rounds, I think. And yeah, Rahm was just great. He was good though. He gained 5.9 on approach last year at Memorial. His course history's, I mean, he hasn't contended, but I mean, he's been top 15 the last 4 years here. And he's, I don't know, playing well. Approach, he's playing well. Like there's nothing. 5th at the Nelson, 13th at the PGA. I just think what he does well works here.
You gave me all I wanted to hear. You said last year he was good. He's very often good, Blake, but he's very rarely great. And that's
right.
the problem. That's
That is
the problem. That being said, I do understand. Talk about a breakthrough. He kind of needs a breakthrough too. I mean,
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, depending on how you feel about things he's done. I mean, I don't really feel that great about any of them. I think the Olympics win was okay. I think World Championship was what are the team event where Cantley carried his ass? He needs something too, and I don't think he kind of is a go-getter and a winner mentality. Wouldn't shock me though. Here, it's definitely a good course for him. Think about U.S. Open style setup where the rough is penal. You want to be long and straight. He's definitely long and straight.
Dude, I was looking at his U.S. Opens. Holy hell! You seen those?
Yeah, well, I mentioned that earlier because I knew he was good. I didn't look at him, but he just came to my mind for U.S. Open because none of the U.S. Open guys are playing well right now.
I had no idea how great he was at the U.S. Open. He's played in 5 U.S. Opens. He's 5th, 6th, 3rd, 5th, 7th.
Yeah, unbelievable. Maybe a DraftKings play.
Yeah, I just shocked at
I could
every single time. No, I'm not saying to bet him. It's just I didn't realize how great he was at the U.S. Open.
If he got to 25-30, I think it could be a good bet.
Yeah,
but he's never.
So I don't know. I took the Xander plunge 22-1, whatever.
All right. My second guy, depending on how you're priced here, I guess. I'll start with Willie Z because. Did you mention?
Yeah, the next range? Next range is Decky, 28, Willie Z 30, Cam Young 35, Sanjay 35, Homa and Neiman 35. Those are all 40 and under.
Okay. I'm going to start with Willie Z here just because I think there's a lot of things that point to him here. And first of all, it's clear the air. We're no longer enemies. I won the battle. We've already figured that out. I own his ass. And now we're cool. Me and him are cool. So, this is the first time I've bet him since we started our new relationship. So take that into account. But the biggest events, he's the best. The best fields is when he plays his best. Sorry, he's not the best. That's when he's at his best. And if you look at the approach numbers from a couple weeks ago, gaining a crap load at the Masters, and he goes and sucks in Texas. All right, and then goes to the PGA, coming off that shitty Texas event, and he's unbelievable again. And then he plays last week in Texas, isn't good, which is fine. But I think, so
can't hold anything against him last week. Him and JT last week.
Exactly. So let me rephrase here. Last 4 tournaments: 6th at the Masters, missed the cut at Byron Nelson; 2nd at the PGA, missed the cut at the Charles Schwab, and now he's going to another big event that I think he, his profile is perfectly for. Talk about a guy who can gain 8, 9 strokes in approach. He is totally that guy. We talked about it being a breakthrough spot for a lot of different players. And even when I had a big rivalry with him, last couple of years, I always said to you, the one place I think would be the best place for him to win would be Memorial, just because the winning score might be 9, 10 under, 11 under. Ball strike his way, hit fairways, hit greens. He can miss some putts. I just think it's a nice spot for him.
You worried he's never played here as a professional?
Yeah, it's a little concerning, but I think some other guys have won on their debuts here.
Have they?
I believe so. I could be wrong, though. Had Decky played here before he won? I don't believe so.
Yeah, it might have been. Do I have it in my mind? Did this happen? Did he spray it a lot at the PGA? Or am I just making that up?
Let's see.
I know he gained off the tee, but I imagine that has a lot to do with distance. But I thought I saw a stat that he was like dead last in fairways hit on Saturday.
I think there definitely was a day where he struggled. He was bad in fairways.
Yeah, and I have him. He's like 91st in this field in good drives gained. So I
Is he?
waited a little bit. Yeah.
I rated that too. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I
Good
need
point,
another
though.
guy. I have no idea. I'm torn between Vic, Decky, and Zal. I'm adding one of them, or Neiman. I'm adding definitely one of them, and I'm torn. I don't know which direction to go.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong on him there. I know the fairways thing is a little bit concerning. I don't know. I can just picture him with fucking Jack after the thing. It just seems like he's ready, and I did gain some respect from him at the PGA.
He's definitely ready. No doubt about that.
He's good, and I want a handful of these really good players that are in this second tier, and I just think he's one of them. But yeah, I mean, I'm never gonna love the guy. I just think I've always said this is going to be the spot where he breaks through, and I'm just gonna put my money where my mouth is. And if he doesn't do it, then whatever.
Yeah. What about Decky?
I like Decky. It's hard.
Did you bet him?
I did.
Okay.
I bet him at 28. He's having a great season, and I think the PGA is whatever. His stats were just average across the board, but gained 9.4 on approach.
At the Nelson, right?
Yeah, so that's 2 starts ago.
Yeah, that's why we bet him at the PGA.
Yeah, but I mean, he led the field in that event by a full stroke.
Yeah, what about the injury thing?
Yeah, I don't think he's injured.
Yeah, I don't really either. Yeah, his history here is he obviously won it. I don't know. Recently, it hasn't been great though here.
Yeah, but you got to put context, right? One was last year. He just won the Masters not too long before that.
True.
So I think just whatever you got to excuse those ones, especially a guy like that breakthrough. How much it meant to him, his country. I just think you can say whatever. He didn't play well in these big events right afterwards. In the following months afterwards. But before that,
he also lost 9.4 putting that week.
Jesus.
He does that from time to time.
But before that, he had some good finishes after his win and prior to the year before. He lost 5.6 putting there when he missed the cut in 2020.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I think he was good. 6th in 2019.
Yep.
13th in 2018.
Yeah, 5th and yeah. I mean, when he won, he gained 8.3. When he came 5th, 6.1 on approach.
He's a typical iron guy. He's going to gain $1 million when he wins, and I think he is. I think he's capable of doing it, and he's playing really well right now. And I think he's kind of that forgotten good player. I mean, he's had better seasons than a lot of these guys priced lower than him.
He has. He has.
Asian disrespect.
Yeah, I mean, he should. Can I get a 30? What'd you bet him at?
28.
Okay. Decky, Vic, Zalatoris.
That's who I bet. I bet those three.
Who's your favorite?
I'm gonna go Vic, Zalatoris, Decky in that order.
Wow. Wow.
And I think, relatively speaking,
Asian disrespect.
I know. The 25. I think the 25 on Vic is a better number than the other two.
I don't know if I agree with you there.
I know.
I don't know. Okay. What else did I name?
All three of those guys can gain 9 strokes on approach this week.
They definitely all can. Yep. Cam Young, I mean, we're just out. Nothing else to say about him.
Yeah,
Guy's been great, but not for us. Sanjay, don't you like him?
Yeah, I do. I do like him. I think I don't know. Asian's been pretty good here.
Oh yeah, I was on Benny Ann one year. He came in second to Cantley.
I mean, he looks a lot like Benny.
He does. Fat chubby face.
So I think I don't know. He played really well last week. Stats were good. I can just picture him spoiling everybody's fucking party.
You gonna bet him?
I don't know. I have room for one more guy. It's probably gonna be him or Neiman in that 40 range. I'm still underexposed. I have those three, then one guy at 65. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and then I mean Homa and Neiman I'm struggling with. I mean, well, I can easily pass on Homa, but they're kind of the same. I mean, they already gotten their wins. They're big wins this year, you know.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yes, is Neiman gonna win Riviera and?
Yeah, like is he gonna win Genesis and Memorial the same season?
I don't think I like him in theory. I think it's a good course from overall. Could I see him winning this at some point in his career? Yes. I just don't know if it's the right time.
Plus, his approach numbers have been going the other direction the last few weeks.
Yep, they've been declining.
So,
real quick on Sanjay, did he get hot enough with the irons?
I think so, doesn't he?
I don't know.
Nicholas course. I mean, Honda.
That's true. There is a Honda car. Although when he finished 8th there last year, he lost 3.4. But see when he won. When he won, he gained 6.2. That's probably good enough.
I always think it's Sanjay at shorter tracks, not longer tracks, but I don't know.
Honda's pretty long, isn't it? For a par 70?
I guess. I mean, it's still a shorter track.
Yeah. He came a lot on the green last week, too. Lost stroke putting, though, in last 2 events.
Yeah. All right, 40 plus. We got the other Chilean, Mito. Big ups to him last week. Impressive showing, impressive bounce back. Then you got Davis Riley, 50, Connors, 50, Keegan, 50, Pat Reed, 55, Daniel Berger, 55, and Billy Hose, 60.
Yeah, Mito's the man. That was impressive last week. I thought he could just pack it in, but he just finished into the top 10. He's good.
Yeah. Were his stats good? I didn't even see his stats.
I'm going to look him up, but a lot of good stories came out about him last week that I really enjoyed. I'm excited to see that Netflix show that they followed him during that week. And then they were talking a lot about how when they were kids, like everybody looked up to him. It wasn't like Neiman's younger than him, so that makes sense. But they were like, Mito was the guy.
Yeah.
He just took some time off the golf, but he gained 3.1, 4.1 off the tee. He's one of the best players off the tee. I think good drives gained. He's second or third overall in the field.
Yeah, it's fucked. Greens and Reggies third overall. Fuck, man. He's definitely going to win this at some point.
I think it's about 60. Maybe I'll add him instead of Neiman.
Huh?
Maybe I'll add him instead of Neiman or Sanjay.
I think I like Mito instead of Neiman.
Yeah, I think I saw 50 or 60.
Yeah.
I don't know. He could have run out of steam at some point.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot. Did he play? Yeah, he played Byron. That was 90 degrees. Then he
Maybe
played
his,
PGA. I mean, that's just even if it wasn't 90 every day, it was 90 a couple days, and he was in the final
true.
group the last 2 days. And then he
True.
played Charles Schwab, and it was fucking 90.
Yeah,
He's got to run out of steam.
I think he does. And maybe that PJ hangover happens 2 weeks. Like maybe it finally sets in now. Like, fuck. And
Yeah.
last week he was just running on adrenaline. I don't know.
Maybe last week he just wanted to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna win. I don't think.
Yeah. All right. Any other those guys?
Berger, I mean, course fit, no. 55 is an intriguing number, but he just never plays long course as well. His irons are okay, but they're not good enough at this moment.
What about
Like-
Connor 60?
I was ready to look at that until I looked at his course history. Like, shouldn't he be awesome here?
He should be.
He is.
Say it again.
But he isn't.
Yeah, why not? What's his best finish here?
I don't know, like 50th.
Jesus, this is another course where I figured he'd be.
That's what I said when I first looked at it. Like when I first started thinking about this week, I was like, Connors is definitely going to have played well here. And then I looked, and he just really hasn't.
Yeah, fuck him. All right, then we took we both bid on Pat Reed.
I like Reed.
So finally, I mean that's 2 straight weeks. 5.2 at PGA, 3.5 at Charles Schwab. Finally, I mean, got that. He was in contention Saturday and Sunday. It's been a while. I know he had some good finishes. So he's starting to putt better again. And around the green is great. I mean, he's one of the best on tour. And his course history here is actually very, very surprisingly good. 5th and 10th the last 2 years, has an 8th in 2016. Has made the cut here all 7 years he's played it. I don't know, not much to not like about Reed at this number.
Yeah, totally agree. We talked about to win here, you have to gain 8 and 9 strokes on approach. He can't do that, but he's the one guy where stats really don't matter. Like he'll just scum his way to a victory.
Torrey Pines win. I mean,
Yeah,
he just figures it out.
Right, he'll figure it out, and I think he can gain 4 strokes on approach, right, and then figure out how to do the rest of it.
Exactly.
Chip in a couple times, gain 6 strokes putting. He did gain 5.2 at the PGA. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's like his ceiling. But hopefully ever since I watched a lot of him Thursday, Friday, and he was drilling fairways. Like ever since he switched off that PXG driver, it's just been like a different guy.
That drove was long. The sad thing is everyone knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Good money anyway, but yeah, I think game last week. Did he switch before the PGA Championship?
Yeah.
Or after? Okay.
Before.
So those last 2 weeks, he gained 2.1 fairways gained, 2.4 fairways gained. So he's
that's
definitely
incredible
more
for
accurate. Yeah, very good for him. Bent is his best surface.
Yeah.
And yeah, he can find a way, especially at 65. Like, whatever, man. If he's not good, he's not good. But I just think it's a great number for a guy who just knows how to win. If he sniffs contention, then he knows how to close as good as anyone.
He gained 5.7 on approach last year here.
So yeah, he likes the layout. We talked about if you win, you might have to go toe to toe with Rory or Rahm, and a lot of long shots can't do that. No one else above 60-1 has a better chance than Reed. If you say final group is Reed and Rory, are you going to say, oh, that guy can't beat Rory?
No, that's a 50-50 coin flip.
Yeah, and everyone else in this range isn't. So I think if you are going to go for a longer shot, 51 and above, it has to be a guy who you can ask a question about and truly say, yeah, he can. And I think he's that guy.
What about the U.S. Open, Patrick Reed?
I don't know. What's the number?
I think the 100 number's gone, but I see 70.
He's been good in the Northeast, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's won Northern Trust a couple times.
I could see it. 70 is a good number. I probably would bet a 70.
Well, we got him.
Well, maybe we should because we have a completely empty card, and if he wins or plays well this week, it's not going to be 70.
Right. Right.
What do you like the 70?
Yeah, I think so. I just don't know. I needed to talk it out a little bit. Do I bet?
How's his U.S. Open history?
Read.
We bet him at the U.S. Open a couple of years ago, and he was there, I think.
Did we?
The year we had JT too, but Reed was like in the mix and after day 3.
Oh, that's right.
Corey?
Was that a U.S. Open or was that a PGA?
It was the U.S. Open. We had him and JT.
19th last year, 13th 2020, 32nd 19, 4th and 18, 13th and 17.
It was the U.S. Open. Who won that?
Which one? Was 4th?
No, 2020.
No, it's Bryson.
Maybe it was that year.
It was. I remember this.
Yeah, so he's been pretty good at U.S. Opens.
Yeah, he opened with 66.
Yep. Brookline, I think it's probably a good course for him. I don't know that much about it.
Yeah, JT opened with 65. That was the year.
We were sitting pretty that year.
Yeah, we were. I still hit it with Bryson.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're the future.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's nothing to stop me from betting a 70. Is there any chance that this couple week stretch is just a blip and he really still sucks?
I mean, there's always a chance of that, but I mean, I just thought I watched a lot of him. I thought he was good. I don't know. I thought he was going to win going into the weekend, man.
Why can't they give us an 80 for Bryson at the U.S. Open?
I bet that in a heartbeat.
I bet a 50.
I want to bet him this week.
Well, maybe next week. Hopefully.
Yeah. Is he going to play Canadian?
I don't think so, but maybe.
Is there any guys above 70 you want to talk about? I mean, there's Bryson and Ricky. Those are two intriguing guys.
Not particularly like Brendan Steele. I don't think he's capable of winning, but if you're looking at a top 10 or a low price DraftKings play, I think he's been awesome. He's the type of guy that can gain 9 strokes on approach and maybe have the lead on the 11th hole before he finishes in 6th.
Yeah. Didn't you like Woodland?
Yeah, I kind of do like Woodland. I mean, it feels like when everyone expects him to zig, he zags. And it's like when the whole world's on him, he's been horrible. And then like he'll play good when no one's on him, and they'll get back on him and then he'll suck. I think this might be one of those weeks where he'll play good when no one's on him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win, but I can see him playing pretty good.
What's a better bet, Ricky or Bryson? Ricky's making cuts. And he plays well here.
Better bet. I don't know. It'll be Bryson because if Bryson shows up, he can win. And Ricky, I don't think can win right now. Ricky definitely has a better chance of making the cut.
Yeah. True.
And that's pretty much all.
Are we seeing anything from Ricky?
Yeah. I think he's playing okay.
Oh. How the fuck is he 15th in my model?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I guess around the green and hit course history. Okay, so you got to convince me on a guy. You want me to bet Vic?
Yeah, I think so. Vic or Zalatoris. I mean, Decky is more or less like it's a good number and he has the right profile, and it's less than me actually being able to envision him win.
Okay. But you're on all three.
Yep.
All right. What else you got?
That's it.
That's it. All right. Let's try to get back in the winning circle here. Let's not take 7 weeks to or 10 weeks after our
great
last win. Yeah. So
Yeah, nice little stretch coming up. We got this, then Canadian looks like the field's gonna be really nice, and then you got the US Open, so it's a great time of year.
yeah, shocked at that Canadian Open field. Must be the course, and I think people are starting to latch on to playing the week before a major thing.
Yeah, it seems like everybody is, and I think I don't know, it seems like a lot of people spoke highly of it, the course for one, but also like the country specific opens.
Yeah.
People are like it's more meaningful, like you won the Canadian Open or the so I think it's kind of an event that's gonna be growing year by year, and then the US Open right in our backyard in Brookline. So it's gonna be a good stretch. It's gonna win it this week.
All right, let's go.